the record button once more. Over the last couple of days, we have seen an increase in buy pressure. It's not a truckload, but it is something. Little by little, we're starting to slowly take back all these big losses that we incurred starting on the beginning of the month. I have marked here for us liquidity levels for shorts and liquidity levels for longs, right? So all three of these red lines up here are marked at areas where shorts came piling in, made it very, very difficult on all of us, where the sellers became stronger than the buyers, the puts became much larger than the calls, and it started really pressing price down. At each one of these levels, a lot of the bears' liquidation levels are easy to see because we can see all the orders piled up on the exchanges. We can tell that's where they'll be liquidated because it's just mathematics after all. Those three levels are 74, 77.5, and 82. All three of those are rough, but that's about where they're at, all right? In order to liquidate them, you have to get candles all the way back up to these levels. And as you can see, that's no easy feat to accomplish. Standing in our way, all of the moving averages. Your 50 and 100 is about to have a downward cross, and the 200 moving average just continues to plot its way south, being no help at all. To me, this looks like it's going to take a stab at these moving averages here, but not in a hurry. It looks like it's taking its sweet ass time. That being said, a positive for it is we are over the AEMA with multiple candles. You can see there, we have multiple candles over the AEMA, and we are in the wait a minute zone. What is the wait a minute zone? I've talked about this a lot, but it's a made up term for me, but it is an actual thing. So wait a minute has to do with Shanae from the TV show Martin from the 90s. I grew up in the 90s and I watched every episode of Martin every time he came on. One of her signature sayings, was actually just Martin dressed up as a woman, was, wait a minute. She said it over and over and over again. That's the wait a minute zone. That's 2 closes over the AEMA minimum, but you're not over the 21 EMA yet, which is the purple line, which is exactly the situation we've got. We have candles that have closed multiple candles over the AEMA. Looks like we've got 4 in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're working on number 5. That's good. It'd be great if it got over that purple 21 EMA. So some good, maybe not enough, but some improvement. Obviously better than nothing. Your Ichimoku cloud is absolutely no help. That's 4 out of 4 negative. Nope, turn that shit off. Pivot points, you're right at S3 and you're actually back testing the bottom of it. Careful. You're playing with the falling knife. You're going to grab it. You're going to let it drop first. Well, tough call. Be careful. I keep saying it to everyone and preaching this. Take your profits, folks. If you don't take profits, someone else will. Hate to break it to you, but that's how it works. Don't let anyone convince you that they know better what to do with your money than you know what to do with your money. It's your money. Figure it out. I took profits. I'm not telling you have to take profits. I'm saying it's never a bad day to. Okay? Not financial advice. Do whatever you want, man. Don't listen to me. I'm a nobody on the internet just trying to help people the best I can. Everything you see here is my real charts. If I tell you I bought something, I really did. If I tell you I sold something, I really did. I keep it real or I keep it to myself. Been saying that saying for a long time. Our liquidity levels for longs, well, there's only one level here for us that's really key, and that's roughly $60,000. That's where all of our longs started coming back in and formed a somewhat bottom here for us to start our move up. All right. If you aren't careful and you fail this AEMA, you are almost a lock to attempt at stabbing down here at some point and coming after that 60,000 range to run those longs off. It is much easier, folks. And I learned this from Win Mullet back in the day. It is much easier to chase away the longs than it is to chase away the shorts. So have your ass ready. All right. Depending on where I pull these fibs from, it's a little different here and there. But I'll pull it from there just for the example. From the swing high to the swing low, we have broken the 236 fib and we are hung underneath the 382 fib. We typically see a little more upward retrace than the 382. That lends me to believe we may chase that $70,000 range right through there, the 50 fib, and at the golden pocket, you've got that 72 to 74. Both of those remain viable options on the way back up and would be points of reversal that I would look for this shit to bring us back down. Last thing on Bitcoin here, or I have two more things. I have this marked level over here. Rebuy this vertical line here after the bull run is over late 2026. I've shared this chart 100 times. It's where I'll be rebuying everything. Inside this vertical box right here is my go point. Now, what I'm weighing back and forth on is exactly where it's going to be. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter to me really where. It's the timeline that I'm looking for. This has been, from inside this box here, has been the time when we found or been very close to our bottom on Bitcoin historically. All right, we usually have a year-long-ish bear market, and this is the point where that year-long-ish bear market would be done, and 100% where I'll be looking to rebuy everything. That's me being out in the honest and open for everybody. No BS, no games. That's really what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it all in front of everybody so you see me. I've made it a point over the years to say this stuff and mean it. And I mean it. Right? I've tried so many times to get people to listen. I've realized over the years that you won't. About 3 out of 100 will, which is crazy. But those 3 out of 100 I've made lifelong friends with. Or personally met and personally helped change your life. We have changed lives with charts. That's crazy to say that, but we have. I could tell stories for quite a while. And if you're in the Discord and you hung out on our Zoom calls, you've heard me tell the stories. Last bit. 200 moving average still hanging on the weekly. As you see, you did pop up off that 200 moving average with a little bit of volume. I like that. It's still hung under all the EMAs, the 8 and the 21, and then you have your 50 and 100 crossing downward up here. Again, that makes me think we got a little bit of up here before we get any more down. It is of note that in past bear markets, we have failed short term on this 200 moving average and sort of dribbled down underneath it before. And we also bounced off this 200 moving average, never looked back. That's what I'm hoping's happened, and that we just revisit 60,000 and then that's the bottom. If that doesn't hold, we have a solid opportunity to get this thing down here to 56 to 55. And worst case, Ontario, pull the rug out from under your feet down into the 40s. I'm not going to go that far yet. We still have several months to go. I'll just keep watching and waiting and trying to play it safe.